To switch topics to you, Mr. Yang, a new question. The Democratic Party relies on Black, Hispanic, and Asian voters, but you are the only candidate of color on the stage tonight, and the entire field remains overwhelmingly white. What message do you think this sends to voters of color?
It's both an honor and disappointment to be the lone candidate of color on the stage tonight. I miss Kamala, I miss Cory, though I think Cory will be back. I grew up the son of immigrants, and I had many racial epithets used against me as a kid. But Black and Latinos have something much more powerful working against them than words. They have numbers. The average net worth of a Black household is only 10% that of a white household. For Latinos, it's 12%. If you're a Black woman, you're 320% more likely to die from complications in childbirth. These are the numbers that define race in our country. And the question is, why am I the lone candidate of color on this stage? Fewer than 5% of Americans donate to political campaigns. You know what you need to donate to political campaigns? Disposable income. The way we fix this is we take Martin Luther King's message of a guaranteed minimum income, a freedom dividend of $1,000 a month for all Americans. I guarantee if we had a freedom dividend of $1,000 a month, I would not be the only candidate of color on this stage tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Yang. Senator Sanders, I do want to put this...
How's it yangin' dudes? My name is Sean, and welcome back to my channel, where we put humanity first. We like to poke a little fun at the mainstream media because they shafted Yang on Talk Time. But, as you've seen the clip, Yang got a huge, thunderous applause over his answer about a moderator's question over him being the only person of color on the debate stage. He immediately went with Chris Cuomo on a post-debate interview, and it seemed like CNN was giving him big props for that. Largely celebrated. It's especially since Yang called out MSNBC so far, CNN has been a lot more kind to him. And being as he got the least amount of talk time, they're definitely, I guess, either playing a little lip service to the Yang Gang or just genuinely celebrating Yang knocking it out of the park. So let's go ahead and play this little bit of clip here first. It's just a culmination of what you've seen before, but it's very quick and to the point, and CNN did a good job editing that up, and it's just a few minutes. So not even a few minutes, a couple minutes. So I want to play that for you guys.
If that's their incentive.
Now, I want to open it up to the floor of better minds here, but two things I thought really stood out tonight. One is that you said something that's so true for parents. You have a kid who's on the autism spectrum, has special needs. You said, but that's the new normal, is that everybody seems to need something. Boy, did that resonate with the room, even with me as a kid with kids in lower school, middle school, and high school. But then you were ready. Of course, you were the only minority group represented there, although you could really add women in that. You were ready for the question. You immediately turned it away from yourself in a way that was very non-normal for a politician. And you had statistics ready to telescope the issue into an argument about African-American, Latino, and emerging. So you knew it was coming. Why go that way? Oh, let me play it in case people missed it at home. Sure. Here's what I'm talking about.
It's both an honor and disappointment to be the lone candidate of color on the stage tonight. I grew up the son of immigrants, and I had many racial epithets used against me as a kid. But Black and Latinos have something much more powerful working against them than words. They have numbers. The average net worth of a Black household is only 10% that of a white household. For Latinos, it's 12%. These are the numbers that define race in our country. And the question is, why am I the lone candidate of color on this stage? Fewer than 5% of Americans donate to political campaigns. You know what you need to donate to political campaigns? Disposable income. The way we fix this is we take Martin Luther King's message of a guaranteed minimum income, a freedom dividend of $1,000 a month for all Americans. I guarantee if we had a freedom dividend of $1,000 a month, I would not be the only candidate of color on this stage tonight.
the Yang gang in full effect in the cheap seats of the students when you said that. You were mathing it up, making America think harder. Why did you, instead of doing what a lot of politicians would do, which was kind of milk it, about what it means about me, and this is about me, and I'm an Asian American, and this is what about it, you telescoped it. Why?
Well, I would never put my experience growing up Asian American and somehow frame that as representative of the experience of over 120 million Americans of color, particularly because the Asian American experience is distinct from the Black experience and the Latino experience. And it was 100% natural for me to try and give that perspective. No one wants to hear a sob story about some Asian kid, getting picked on for being scrawny. I mean, frankly, no one cares, and they shouldn't care. Maybe they should care a tiny bit, because I've got 2 Asian kids who are also, a little bit scrawny.
All right, so there you go. That was a pretty good amalgamation of what just happened with this snippet of the debate. Now, I would say that there's been a few articles going around, and I'm not going to bug you with the ones that really suck. A lot of them at the very end want to make his UBI seem like a Trojan horse while trying to halfway celebrate him being the only person of color on the stage, because it seems like one of the biggest debate highlights and takeaways so far. CNN just says entrepreneur Andrew Yang said it was both an honor and disappointment to be a lone candidate of color, Democratic presidential primary stage Thursday night. Standing on the nearly all-white debate stage, Yang missed Kamala Harris. So yeah, and they just go on just to quote and stuff like this. It would just be reading what we just watched. So they try to this is an article about Yang. They keep trying to put in Biden and Mayor Buttigieg and just all of them. And I don't know if it's for the metadata or they're just trying to take away from Yang, but they don't really give him too many props on the article, pretty much. But props to the Daily Beast, because right here it says Yang says it's silly disappointment that he's a lone person of color on a debate stage. And they got the telling it like it is article, so that's for the Daily Beast it's okay. But it says Andrew Yang said it was a disappointment that he was the only person of color present on the Democratic debate stage Thursday night, but said he thought fellow candidate Senator Cory Booker would be back in the fray soon. It's both an honor and disappointment to be the lone candidate of color on stage. I miss Kamala Harris and Cory, though I think Cory will be back, Yang said, prompting applause. Now, the thing is, nobody gives him credit for the amount of applauses that Yang got. All the applauses he had was huge, and no other article except for the Daily Beast even gives him credit, and they didn't give him credit on the biggest applause he had. You want to talk about, some candidates aren't far enough left to get the nomination of the Democratic Party to go on to the general election. Why not? Yang is sitting here doing all of this stuff, man. He's killing it, and he had the least amount of talk time with the biggest impact, right? So I don't really know what they're trying to get at here. I don't know what they're trying to do by not letting him have as much talk time. I know what it is. They're scared. You know what I mean? They're really scared. They know that he has real solutions to real problems. He's trying to cut through all the red tape, get rid of the bureaucracy, actually drain the swamp. That's exactly what democracy dollars would do. And everybody's scared. There's the exact reason why Trump hasn't meaned on him yet, hasn't even acknowledged him yet, because he knows that Yang is the one. Yang is going to be the one to beat. He was lower. He's higher than what John Kerry was at this point. So many years ago, John Kerry ended up being the nominee, right? So, the same people who count Yang out already, just dismiss him, are the same people who did that to Donald Trump. And look who's sitting in the White House. You know what I mean? So I don't really know, but do be watching out for some of these articles. There's been a Vox hit piece going on. There's a couple articles out there, but he is getting these huge applauses, and I can't understate that enough, or overstate it. Really, the fact that people are listening to Yang when he talks helps to, I guess, bridge the gap for the media shunning him and not giving him much time to talk. Because if Amy Klobuchar can have 19 minutes talk time and Andrew Yang can't get 10, and Andrew Yang polls higher than her in frequent polls. Same way with Steyer. It's mind-boggling to me. And I think the reason why Joe Biden didn't get very many questions is because they know he'll gaffe, so they tried to ask him as few questions as possible or give him not as much time to talk, because they don't want him to keep messing up, because he will constantly mess up. I feel bad for that poor man's health. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Make sure you smack a like and all that good stuff. Tomorrow's video, I want to definitely do that Q&A that I had at the beginning of the live stream earlier, and also want to probably like edit together that cringe fest with Bernie saying and I'm a white guy, and Biden going I with the Winston Churchill thing. Winston Churchill was not an American president. Oh man, this is good stuff. So I still think it's a win for Yang, albeit not what we wanted it to be. But he was tough on certain things with the Crystal Cave comments and like that. So it is what it is. We're getting benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? Yang gang, baby, Yang gang all the way. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.
1, 2, 3.